Pregame is brought to you by Malash's Palace Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. The Malash family has been an integral part of our community since 1951. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Football.
An absolutely beautiful night for football here at Dragon Stadium. Welcome to Homecoming 2013. For tonight's Oakland Activities Association battle between the 5-1 Lake Orion Dragons and the 0-6 Pontiac Phoenix. We'll have it all for you tonight here on Orion Neighborhood Television. Good evening, everyone. My name is Chris Fritching, and I'm flying solo tonight as my broadcast partner, Doug Corliss, is feeling a little bit under the weather, and we hope to see him here real soon. I know he's going to be watching. Tonight, we're going to see a battle of two teams on opposite ends of the OAA Red Division. First with Lake Orion. Last 3 weeks where Lake Orion's been on the road. Lake Orion's come out at 2-1. They lost in week 4 to Stony Creek 36-7. They followed that up with a win at Ford Field over Troy 51-17. And they followed last week in Rochester with a 41-20 victory. That being said, Lake Orion coming in at 5-1 makes this game tonight really crucial for the Dragons. They'll win tonight, will make it their 6th win and clinch a playoff spot as one of 32 teams in the Division I state playoffs. That being said, that win tonight is so important for another reason, because week 8 and 9 of the season for Lake Orion is that much tougher. Lake Orion goes on the road to face Clarkston at Clarkston. Clarkston currently is 5-0 in the OAA Red. And week number 9, there'll be a crossover game here at Lake Orion against an OAA White division who is real strong this year. 4 teams involved in the OAA White that Lake Orion could conceivably play: Oak Park, Southfield, Farmington Hills Harrison, or Rochester Adams. Pontiac, on the other hand, comes in and is struggling. They're 0-6 coming into the season, coming into this game. They've lost 12 games in a row dating back to last year, and have only won 1 out of 15 of their last games. They had a lot of off-season issues that they had to contend with as an athletic department and as a high school. The Pontiac High School was talked about to become a charter school in the off-season. As a result, there were kids that were going to consider transferring to other schools around the area. The coaches have done a nice job of keeping their kids out for football and other sports as well. Unfortunately, though, for Pontiac, they don't have a JV football program. They don't have a freshman football program. They only have a varsity football program. So they're struggling program-wide with numbers. They've got about 35 members on their roster currently tonight. The other thing Pontiac had to contend with as well, the first day of practice in the offseason on Monday, August 12th, they could not participate like everyone else around the state because of insurance issues within the school district. Not only that, but they are also, Pontiac is the lowest enrollment in the OAA Red with just over 1,250 students compared to just under 2,500 for Lake Orion. That being said, there's a lot of skill guys that we're going to hear a lot about tonight from Pontiac side of things, and they also got a big offensive and defensive line. We're going to match Lake Orion speed with Pontiac speed. We'll see that here tonight. It's Homecoming 2013. A lot of pomp and circumstance the whole week long. The homecoming parade took place last Sunday, the Powder Puff football game last night, the pep rally today, and the homecoming dance tomorrow night. But most importantly, Dragons football. Lake Orion versus Pontiac. The Dragons versus the Phoenix. We'll have it all for you right here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
Pregame was brought to you by Malash's Palace Chrysler Dodge Jeep and Ram. The Malash family has been an integral part of our community since 1951. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Football. Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television. The first quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Jets Pizza, with 2 convenient locations in the Orion area. Jets Pizza, supporting ONTV since 2009.
An absolutely beautiful night here in Lake Orion at Dragons Stadium. The band is on the field. We're about 10 minutes away from kickoff. Lake Orion versus Pontiac here in our OAA Red clash. It's about that time of year where the leaves are starting to change colors, and this year we've had a number of situations on Friday nights where we've had to delay games or postpone games till the next day, and that's certainly not going to be the case tonight. We're going to have some beautiful weather here tonight. Game time temperature, again, in about 10 minutes or so, it's about 60 degrees, 70% humidity. Winds out of the east-southeast at 6 miles an hour, and I feel like I'm a meteorologist up here because they're giving me all this great information. But again, an absolutely beautiful night for football, and even more beautiful because, you know what, we got a football game first and foremost, but it's homecoming 2013. As we look into tonight's game, we would talk about some of the keys to the game, things we want to look for. Lake Orion, first and foremost, is got to get off to a fast start. And the way the season has transpired this year, with the exception of one game against West Bloomfield in week 3, it's the only game that West Bloomfield where they weren't trailing or tied at one point in time during the season. In the last 2 weeks, in the 6 games, Lake Orion in 2 of the games, Oxford and then against Stony Creek, has been trailing at halftime. Last week against Rochester, they're up 19-17. The week prior to that at Ford Field against Troy, only leading 10-3. And so traditionally this year, the Dragons, which is uncharacteristic of what they've done in years past, they have not gotten off to great starts. And I think tonight, to set the tone here at homecoming, they've got to do just that. Get off to a good start, get the ball in the end zone, get some points up on the board, and so forth, and let that offense build some confidence. Not that they can't put points on the board, because they have all year, but starting fast would be a good thing for them. And number 2 key, defensively over the past couple weeks, there's been a transition. A lot of new personnel playing since the last time we saw them. 4 or 5 sophomores brought up. They're trying to find that mix that's going to work, and they're trying to establish some consistency. On paper tonight, that should be a good opportunity for that young defense to establish some consistency and some flow and confidence. But bottom line, it remains to be seen. Currently, Lake Orion gives up almost 200 yards a game through the air, about 197, just more than that. And they give up 330 yards in total offense per game, which, again, is uncharacteristic of what a Lake Orion defense has traditionally done. 58.2% completion percentage by the opponent's passers. And here's another thing that defensively has been uncharacteristic of Lake Orion. They're currently giving up 20.3 points a game, which I had to go all the way back to the year 2000, which was the last time Lake Orion didn't make the playoffs, when Lake Orion's defense gave up more than 20 points per game. So there's some growing pains going on even here into week 7. Again, like I said, trying to find that right mix to establish some consistency, some confidence, so they can take that into tonight and move forward. Okay. Lastly, I think they've got to realize the importance of tonight's game. This could be considered what they call a trap game. There's a big game next week. There's a big game of week 9, and they need to know, and I'm sure they do know the importance of this game tonight. Winning tonight against 0-6 Pontiac clinches that playoff berth, which is so important moving forward. I want to talk about the OAA Red standings right now, and Clarkston leading the OAA currently at 5-0 in the division. Lake Orion tied at with Stony Creek at 4-1 for second place. Stony Creek beat Lake Orion in week 4 of the season. Rochester comes in tied with Troy and West Bloomfield at 2-3 in the OAA Red, followed by Troy Athens at 1-4. And like we said, Pontiac coming in at 0-5 in the OAA Red, 0-6 overall in the season. Again, Pontiac is led by head coach Damian Redmond. He's in his second season at Pontiac High School. He went 1-8 last year, 0-6 last year, or 0-6 to this point in time this year. Again, a lot of issues that Pontiac has to contend with, and you know, it's a tribute to, while it might not show up on the scoreboard and the wins column, it's a tribute to what he can do by keeping kids out, keeping them interested. And they've got some size. I was down there on the field prior to the game, and they've got some size and they've got a ton of speed. It's just a matter of putting it all together and starting to build some confidence with that program as well. Last time Pontiac made the playoffs was back in 2011. Lake Orion is led by head coach Chris Bell. He's in his 16th season. He started way back in 1998. Seems hard to believe it's been that long, but Coach Chris Bell has got a 134-42 record as a head coach, 76% winning percentage. He's taken the Dragons to 4 Final Fours in the state championship playoffs, state runner-up in 2008, and that all-important state championship back in 2010, which just really doesn't seem that long ago, but it's hard to believe how time flies around here. So he's leading the Dragons onto the field. Any moment now, you see the fans, the cheerleaders holding the banners. You see the moms holding the pom-poms. The cheerleaders are ready to run onto the field. The band's already on the field. It's that exciting entrance for not only the coaches, not only the players. As we look around, as I'm walking in tonight to the parking lot, you've got tailgate party after tailgate party, and I don't know why I wasn't invited to go to one of those. Some of those brats and burgers look pretty good down there, but nonetheless, we're here to play football. We're here to play football. There's the Lake Orion fight song, and here's your 2013 Lake Orion Dragons. The Phoenix are coming out of the field right now. They were congregating behind the soccer bleachers on the east side of the field, the visitors bench, or visitors bleachers, excuse me. Pontiac played Clarkston last week, lost 41-14, so I know moving forward, Lake Orion and their coaching staff is going to be obviously spending a lot of time on Clarkston moving forward, and they're going to be watching that Pontiac game from last week. Ladies and gentlemen, the playing of our national anthem.
we will have sideline reporter Kevin McCormick with us throughout the evening. We're going to go to Kevin right now on the sideline. Here, Kevin.
As you know, homecoming is a real special time. It's a real special time because people come back for homecoming, and what they've done here this year, they've invited all of the middle school football team to be down on the field to watch the action, just so that the little boys can get a sense for what the big boys are doing. So there's a lot of excitement from the younger guys down here today.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, the ability for the young guys to be able to, you're right, see the game, the varsity level up close. You know, it's just like, you know, those are the kids. They're kids. I guess they're all kids to me nowadays. But those are the kids that they admire, they look up to, and to build the ability to see varsity players on the football field on a Friday night. You know, they're going to be doing that pretty soon, and that's an exciting opportunity for them. The scoreboard for this half of play is underwritten by the Home Depot, located on M24 in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. Edwin Jimenez, number 62, will be kicking off for the Phoenix. Lake Orion in their, I don't know what kind of uniforms you call them, but they sprung them out at Ford Field a couple weeks ago, and I know from sitting where I was in the stands, it was very difficult to read some of the numbers, but nonetheless, we will do our best from up top here to check it out. Jimenez with the kick. Gets to the back level. And number 24, Chris Lee, brings it out to about the 30-yard line. Lake Orion will take over 1st and 10 on the left hash to start the game. Replays are made possible this season by Jets Pizza, with 2 locations in the Orion area, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon football since 2009. Connor Grant leading the Dragons out under center. Dominic Giovinazzo in at the tailback. Corey Esther in motion left to right. Little handoff to Giovinazzo, who gets to the 40, gets to the 45, untouched. 40, 30, first play of the football game, 10-5, touchdown. Lake Orion Dragons. "18 seconds into the football game, the Dragons take a 6-0 lead. I don't know that Dominic was touched at all going through the line on that little trap. Corey Esther goes in motion from left to right. Little trap inside. Giovinazzo hits it for 70 yards and puts 6 points up on the board. Number 98, Lucas Bevilacqua. I'm sorry, number 77. You know what? I think that's Bevilacqua, but he's got a different uniform on. 7-0 Dragons. Lake Orion takes a quick lead, and going back to the keys of the game, we talked about get off to a fast start. Other than returning the kickoff, the opening kickoff for a touchdown, I don't know that you can get off to a faster start than that. Dragons take a 7-0 lead. You know, and that's a situation where we've talked time and time again, you know, about the opponent coming in here to play at Dragon Stadium. You know, opponent can't afford to get down early. All right, it's demoralizing. It's very difficult, knowing the tradition and the history of the Dragon football program, to be able to bounce back from things like that. A lot of football left. Bradley Schanzer set to kick off for the Dragons. Kickoff down to about the 7-yard line. To number 10, Jamal Champel. He brings it out right in front of the Lake Orion bench to about the 38, 39-yard line, where the Phoenix will take over 1st and 10. Again, I talked about the size, and in my roster it doesn't say the weight of the particular individuals out there, but we're seeing guys 6'4", 6'5", 6'6" on that offensive line that were pretty impressive. Number 14, Christian Lavalis, in under center for the Phoenix. Isolation play to number 10, Jamal Chappelle. He takes it down to about the 44-yard line, which will bring up 2nd and 5. All they just ran is a little lead play, a little isolation play on that particular play, with number 44, Sebastian Williams, leading just off tackle to the left-hand side. And Chappelle takes it to 2nd and 5. Same play call. This time Chappelle bounces it outside. Gains about 2, maybe 3 on the play. Brings up a short 2nd and 3rd for the Phoenix. Lake Orion this year on 3rd down, 38.5% on 3rd down defensively. 3rd and 2, left hash mark. Simple dive play to number 10 again, Chappelle. Close to the 1st down. It looks like they're going to give it to him. There was a little isolation play, number 44, lead block. And they do give the Phoenix the 1st down. So 3 quick plays by the Phoenix result in a 1st down. Pro I formation for the Phoenix, right at midfield. Little hitch route, little high. Chappelle's pass intended for number 21, Damian Davis, a little high. He had plenty of time, little quick 3-step drop. 1, 2, 3, and just kind of sails it a little bit. I don't know if it was because number 20, Drew Casey, came down inside and got in the passing lane to force that ball high or not, but nonetheless brings up 2nd and 10 for the Phoenix, right at midfield. Start again in the Pro I formation. Move Williams in motion. They toss to the left-hand side of Chappelle. And he gets stopped on the Phoenix sideline for no gain, maybe a loss, by a host of Dragons. Yeah, a little bit of loss. Here's a toss play to the left-hand side. Nice tackle. Boy, it's tough to read those numbers, I'm telling you. They don't make it easy for us broadcasters up here, do they? Yeah, black and gray in those uniforms, and there's a very slight white outline. So we'll get used to it. 3rd and 11, 3rd and long for the Phoenix. Little rollout by number 4. The quarterback throws back to number 15, Jamar Antoine. Fumble. Lake Orion forced the fumble. Lake Orion recovers the football. Rolls out, tries to throw back to the tailback on a throwback play. It's caught. Number 42, Bruce Siebold, does a nice job of stripping it. Lake Orion recovers, takes over. 1st and 10 on the right hash mark from their own 45-yard line. Connor Grant under center in Lake Orion spread formation. Chris Lee in motion. Rolls out, seam route. Corey Esther, right down the seam. Big catch, big 1st down. Grant to Esther. Nice ball, nice catch. Boy, Corey Esther, and that's that speed we've talked about all year long with Lee and Esther and Giovinazzo and Arnold. First and 10 inside the 20-yard line at the 16-yard line. A little trap to Giovinazzo again. He spins for maybe 1 yard. Flag on the play on the far side of the field, which usually means either encroachment illegal formation on the Dragons. So we'll back it up 5 yards. Illegal shift. Back it up 5 yards to about the 20-yard line. Brings up 1st and 15 for the Dragons. One thing about the Phoenix defense, they play those secondaries so tight. And it looked like number 21, Damon Davis, was coming off the edge on a blitz, and I think they got him for offsides, encroachment. 5-yard penalty going back the other way for the Dragons. Brings up 1st and 10 once again from the 15-yard line. We're going back to the secondary we talked about. You know, that secondary, those corners and those safeties play so tight to the line of scrimmage. More times than not, you'll see 8 guys, 9 guys in the box for the Phoenix. And Lake Orion took advantage of that on that first play coming out here on the second drive, and that seam pass to Corey Esther. Once they take advantage of that speed, Corey Esther was able to get on top. Grant, nice big play inside the 20. Grant drops back to pass, slant over the middle to number 1, Zach Green, touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. A little 3-step drop by Connor. Does a nice job throwing that ball on his back shoulder. Green does a nice job of cradling that, securing that football before he gets tackled into the end zone for 6. Bevilacqua to kick the extra point. Snap, the kick is up. The kick is good. And just like that, 8:54 to go here in the first quarter. Lake Orion 14, Pontiac Phoenix 0. DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get a copy of not only this game, but any game or program in our broadcast vault. That's DVD copies, 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. And based on the way these first 3 minutes have gone, you'll certainly want to get your copy of your DVD, because we've had some great plays early on for the Dragons. Fumble recovery, nice run, long run, 70 yards by Giovinazzo. Nice play from Grant to Esther, and a touchdown from Grant to Green. Schanzer kicks the ball deep into the end zone. Touchback. Phoenix will start 1st and 10 from their 20-yard line. Again, a great way to start a homecoming game. A great way to get off to that fast start. Other than a penalty for illegal shift in the first 3 minutes, not a bad start offensively and defensively. Lavalas under center once again. He hands off to number 10. I'm sorry, excuse me. Number 11, Jalen Neely, on that lead isolation play. Neely takes it for about 18 yards. Number 44, nice kick out blocker, lead block. And Neely keeps his feet moving, driving 17 yards for a first down for the Phoenix. Another pro eye set for the Phoenix. We've got some movement here on the near side. It didn't look like they did not call it. Wide receiver number 12 didn't look like he was set, but they didn't call anything. For about a 6-yard gain. Brings up 2nd and 2 for the Phoenix. Interesting, because all the film I watched all week was the Phoenix running the spread formation. They've stayed in that pro eye to this point in time. They're moving the football well, and they move the football this time for another first down. Number 11, Jalen Neely, with a nice carry, the nice spin for a first down. Here's that isolation play with number 44 leading. And you know what? Sebastian Williams, number 44, is that fullback. He's a good-sized fullback. I'd want to lead him too, and that's what they're doing right now. Second first down of the game for the Phoenix. We got a flag on the play. Illegal motion on the offense. 5-yard penalty, still first down. A scoring summary to this point in time: Giovinazzo, a 70-yard run, the opening play of the game to put the Lake Orion Dragons up 7-0. And then a 15-yard pass from Green to Grant at the 8:54 mark of the first quarter makes it 14-0 Dragons. Unbalanced set for the Phoenix. Number 11, Jalen Neely, bounces outside. Gets about 2, uses a nice right stiff arm off the edge. Stiff arm right there on number 40. And boy, it's tough to read those numbers, even on replay. Maybe it's my eyesight. I've talked about that too, you know. I've got them. Yes, they're up. You want me to put them on? Okay, I will put them on. I don't know if it's really going to help, but we'll figure that out. 2nd and 12. Phoenix scrimmages from their own 46-yard line. Another lead-off tackle. Neely bounces it into Dragon territory down to about the 46-yard line. We'll bring up 3rd and about 6. Yeah, we're getting, you know, number 9, Brad Chisholm comes from his safety spot to make the play, and he's been in a couple of tackles. You know, so what secondary of Lake Orion is doing a nice job of run filling and making plays. It's up now for that front 7 to start making plays. And Neely keeps fighting, and he falls a little forward, but the spot of the football is such that it's going to be short for Pontiac. Let's see where they mark that. Yeah, it's a good yard, maybe a yard and a half short. Brings up 4th and let's say 2. This is a big play for the Phoenix early on in this football game, down 14-0. Lavalis under center again. Run isolation again, and tripped up. Is that Brad? Number 50, Brad Check, in on the stop. Got some penetration from his nose guard position, tripped up. Lavalis. Phoenix are short. Here's the play. Coming off the edge. Great job getting penetration, staying low, beating number 72, Stephen Tate. Turnover on downs for the Phoenix. Lake Orion will take over. 1st and 10 from the left hash. 1st and 10 on the 44-yard line. Let's go to Kevin McCormick on the sideline. Kevin.
Offense has scored on 2 of their first 2 possessions. They're looking to do more off-tackle stuff and a little bit of sweep-type plays. So look for those on the next offensive series.
Thank you, Kevin. Reporting on, yeah, you're sitting down there on the sidelines enjoying that nice weather. I'm up here in the booth with these guys up here. We're having fun nonetheless. Esther in motion from left to right. Handoff to number 44, Matt Kraus. Carrying the ball, running the ball hard. First down, Lake Orion, crossing the 50-yard line into Phoenix territory. Here's a handoff, a little trap play to Kraus. Kraus does a nice job of securing that football. Number 14 for the Phoenix, Lavalis made the stop. It tossed to Esther from left to right. He gets a block on the edge by Green and makes a cut to the 25, 25. inside the 20, in the red zone, and out of bounds at about the 17-yard line. Just a little toss to Esther, and Zach Green does a nice job on the perimeter, blocking right here at about the 40-yard line, and blocks one and continues to block downfield. Ultimately brought down by number 10, Jamal Chappelle. Hand off to Chris Lee. Chris Lee takes it. For 17 yards and a touchdown. Lake Orion Dragons. Inside handoff to Lee, and he gets to that second level, and the line does a great job of clearing out, making a hole, and Chris takes it to the end zone for 6. Bevilacqua on to kick the extra point. Kick is up and good, but there's a flag on the play. Let's see what the call is. False start on Lake Orion. They'll back it up 5. Back it up 5, a little more challenging, but Bevilacqua's got a good leg. So from 5 yards back, Bevilacqua on to kick the extra point. Here's snap to hold, the kick is up, and sneaks over the top, up and good. 21-0, Lake Orion with 5:10 to go here in the first quarter. Big play after big play after big play, and this is the Lake Orion offense team that we're used to seeing. Making plays on offense, making plays on defense. A big turnover the first series for Pontiac. Lake Orion takes advantage of it. 4th down, turnover on downs for Pontiac. Second series, Lake Orion takes advantage of it. And as a result, 21-0. Lake Orion takes the lead. Schanzer on to kick for the Dragons. Last time he booted it into the end zone. Not much of a win tonight here. Flags just sitting there enjoying the game from its vantage point. Schanzer kicks it deep. Down to about the 5. Chappelle leads it out, brings it out. Great tackle, great open field tackle by number 3, Charles Highland. Sorry, that was Jack Surzo, my fault. Yep, great tackle. Great penetration. Phoenix will take over 1st and 10 at their own 20-yard line. One of those situations where you're down 21 here early in the first quarter. Got to do things offensively. There's still plenty of time left. Got to do things offensively to get you back in this football game. Lavalas under center. Again, I haven't charted up here, but other than the one pass that was sailed high, they've run that ISO lead play virtually every time. It's been successful for them. 44, Williams lead blocking, and Jalen Neely has been the go-to guy to this point so far. 2nd and 9, Phoenix on their own 21-yard line. Left hash mark, pro set. Lavalas under center in the I formation. Play action pass, Lavalas rolls out, finds the tight end on a little out cut, and he was open. Dario Franco, their tight end, was open. And Lavalas just sailed it a little bit high. Little play action fake there. Number 88, Franklin rolls out, got free. I don't know if Lavalas felt a little pressure backside or not, but just kind of sailed it. He sailed both the throws he's had to this point in time. Brings up 3rd and 9 for the Phoenix. Correction, Lavalas did complete one ball earlier. A little short throwback to his running back, and that was the play that was fumbled. 3rd and 9. We've got a trips right, single receiver to the far side. Lavalas rolls out to his right, throws a little comeback route to number 10. Jamal Champel, comeback route is complete, gets out of bounds, but they are a yard short. Great coverage on the play by number 13, Jalen Wiggins, the sophomore. Lavalas rolls out, it's got some time, throws it, the comeback route. Wiggins right in his back pocket. Does a nice job of driving him out and keeping him short of that first down. So no, it's 4th and 2 now. The Phoenix will punt. Jalen Neely, number 11, back to punt. He's counting his numbers. He thinks he's one short. He does not have a personal protector. They're running somebody on right now. Number 15, Jamar Antwine, coming in to be the personal protector. There's a flag on the play.
There is a whistle before the snap. Flag on the play.
Officials confer. Discussing personnel-wise, number 50 is coming out of the game, Dorian Atkins. 12 men on the field, legal substitution. Brings that back 5 yards to make it 4th and 7. Neely back to punt still for the Phoenix. Number 17, Corey Esther, back to return. Corey on the year. 16 punt returns, 109 yards, 6.8 yard average. He had a nice 43-yard punt return last week against Rochester to set up a score for the Dragons. There's still personnel-wise, Phoenix is trying to figure out what's going on. Corey Esther stands at about the 50-yard line, waiting for the punt from Neely. Good snap. Low kick. Corey gets hit right away, fumbles the football. Phoenix recovered. Dorian Atkins on the stop. That was a situation where Esther, I don't think he realized how close number 12 Henry Rowe was to him. I think he thought he had more room. Low kick. And Rowe does a nice job of taking it and stripping it from Corey on the spot. Number 50, Dorian Atkins picks up the football. Corey Esther makes a tackle. Those are the types of breaks the Phoenix need to get back in this football game. They take over. 1st and 10, right hash mark from the Lake Orion 45. Lavalas under center in the pro eye. ISO on the weak side to number 11, Jalen Neely. He takes it up to about the 42-yard line. Bring up 2nd and about 7. Neely currently 8 carries for 42 yards for the Phoenix. So, you know, he's averaging a little bit more than 5 yards a carry. They're getting some good yardage, gaining some good yardage on 1st down. They just haven't been able to sustain a drive to this point in time. Isolation. Once again, Neely bounces it wide, gets tripped up near the line of scrimmage, be able to fall forward for about a yard, maybe 2. Here's the isolation, down block by number 70, and you're right, number 33, Logan Shaddai comes off the block of Jalen Mays, does a nice job of tripping up Neely for a minimal game. Under 2 minutes here to go in the first quarter. Lake Orion 21, Pontiac 0. Pontiac comes out in a trip set to the right side, single receiver to the far side. This time Neely in the shotgun. Neely drops back and rolls out. Sails the ball high to number 11, Neely. Sorry, Lavalas rolls out, my fault. Sails that ball high to Neely. ran a little a little comeback route on the outside, ran a little curl route to that seam or that slot receiver. Little pressure. It was a kind of a jump pass. He was trying to see over that. He rolled out, but there was still some pressure in his face. Little jump pass. I don't know if I've seen a jump pass anytime recently. It's been a number of decades since I've seen that, but nonetheless, he sailed the ball high and brings up a 4th and 5 for the Phoenix. Lavalis in the gun, trips again. Same formation to this side. He rolls out, just dumps it over the middle to the tight end on a little out cut. Dario Franklin, who they go to and they like a lot. That ball got on Franklin so quick that he didn't have time to adjust. He got jammed out the line of scrimmage a little bit, but at the time he turns around, that ball's on him. And number 9, Brad Chisholm, in on the play to disrupt it, although I don't think he would have had enough yardage for the first down. So Lake Orion takes over their 4th possession of the first quarter here. They take over 1st and 10 on the right hash mark from their own 40-yard line. Grant in the gun. Lake Orion, their spread, trips to this left side. Lee in motion. Connor Grant drops back to pass. Fine, looking for Josh Bays on the post. Got him. Josh Bays on the post, got inside. The cornerback, number 12, Henry Rowe. Plenty of time. Connor Grant's got all day, steps up nicely in the pocket. Throws a beautiful strike to Bays over the middle. They get inside the 30-yard line to the 28-yard line. 1st and 10, Lake Orion. Connor Grant under center. Lee in motion, right to left. Little trap to Giovinazzo. Gets about 2, maybe 3 yards on the play. Brings up, 3-yard gain, bring a 2nd and 7, just under a minute to go here in the first quarter. Grant back to pass, coming off up the middle, number 55, the linebacker. Grant finds pressure, rolls out, did a nice job of directing Green to go deep as he saw him roll out, and Grant just threw it deep out of the end zone, incomplete. Number 55, Robert Pickens, forced the pressure from the inside. Nice pickup, but that forced Connor Grant to roll wide. Situation where he probably could have ran and got a couple yards. He saw Green break free, but threw it a little too deep, incomplete. 3rd and 7, Lake Orion. Right hash mark, 25-yard line. Lake Orion on the season, 46.3% on 3rd down. Little play action fake. Connor drops back to pass on the fader out to the corner. Good coverage by number 15, Jamar Antwine. Ball falls incomplete. Brings up 4th and 7. Connor looks on the right side of the formation, and that was just nothing more than 2 verticals on the right side of the field. Chris Lee running the slot seam route go, and then Bays running the outside route on the go route. Just threw a little too deep. Good coverage on the play. Lake Orion decides they're gonna go for it on 4th and 7 from the 25. Lee in motion. Connor Grant rolls to the left. He's got Corey Esther. No, excuse me. Crossing route inside to Josh Bays, number 2. The reason I mentioned Corey Esther is because Corey Esther came open on the post from the far side. Connor does a nice job of stepping up in the pocket, seeing Bays on the crossing route. Quickly to Chris Lee. Touchdown, Lake Orion. So quick, I was watching the replay. Lake Orion got the ball in play, ran the play. Chris Lee from about 10 out for a touchdown. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Four possessions 4 touchdowns. We're looking for 4 extra points here. Bevilacqua in to attempt. Snap the kick. Ooh, pressure off the edge. But the kick is up and good. The score here in the first quarter, 19.7 seconds to go. Lake Orion Dragons 28, the Pontiac's Phoenix 0. Well, talked about the outset, the ability to get off to that fast start, and back in week 3, Lake Orion put 28 on the board in the first quarter against West Bloomfield. You know, it's obviously 28 points here in the first quarter. That's the start that they need offensively. That's the start that they need defensively as well. And it's just a matter of now keeping that pedal down, and then hopefully getting to a point later on in the second quarter, later on in the second half, where you can start getting some guys in. But bottom line, you know, we talked about that young defense and those guys they brought up as sophomores, the ability to get them time, get them consistency, get them confidence. New kicker in, and I'm trying to decipher number-wise. Apologize. It's a short kick, bobbled a little bit by the Phoenix at the 20-yard line. Gary Reynolds, number 18, was the kicker on that play. Oh, we're gonna go to Kevin McCormick on the sideline with our update. Kevin, please.
Okay, guys, what I'm really seeing down here on the field is a lack of discipline by the Pontiac team. They just do not play with a lot of discipline, and it shows up on the field, and that's one reason why we're up 27-0 right now.
Thanks, Kevin, appreciate it. Phoenix takes over first and 10, excuse me, at their 20. Run weak side isolation to the left side of the field. Trying to isolate that middle linebacker on a simple lead play. Number 11, once again, Jalen Neely on the carry. He currently 10 carries, 47 yards. But we've got to the end of the first quarter. End of the first quarter. Score, Lake Orion Dragons 28, Pontiac 0. We're here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
The second quarter of tonight's game is brought to you by Hungry Howie's, located at 195 North Park Road. A proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics.
We're back for the start of the second quarter. Lake Orion 28, Pontiac 0. Pontiac with the football, 2nd and 8 at their own 22-yard line. Handoff once again to Neely. Carried the ball 11 times already in the first quarter for 49 yards. He gets about 4 on the play. Brings up about 3rd and 4 for the Phoenix. Nice start to the homecoming 2013 for the Dragons. 3rd and 4 for the Phoenix. They're in that pro-I formation, unbalanced to the far side. Run isolation, lead play to Neely once again. Very close to the first down. Very close to, and he's just short of about the 29-yard line, just short. Brings up 4th and 1 situation. And Lake Orion doing a nice job of fighting off blocks, shedding blocks, and pursuing to the football. Got about 3 on that play, Neely did. 4th and just inside 1 yard to go for the first down. And Phoenix are going for it. Flanker split wide to the left, isolation, I backs, and we've got a timeout on the field. Phoenix takes timeout. 10:29 to go here in the second quarter. Dragons 28, Pontiac, Phoenix 0. Go mobile with ONTV anytime. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and YouTube on your mobile devices. Connect with ONTV to see what's happening in our new studio. See upcoming events and watch ONTV programs in high definition on demand. ONTV working to bring Lake Orion to the world. Fourth down this year. Opponents have converted almost 44% on fourth down against the Dragons. Pretty gutsy a call, I guess I would say, early on in this game. It's 28-0, you're down. You're inside your own 30-yard line, and they're going for it. Same formation, double tight formation. Flanker split left to the near side. Foster in motion, Franklin in motion. They run a little power play. A little power play. The first time they've run power, and Phoenix get a first down. First down just across. Franklin comes in motion, works on kicking out the end here. 44, Williams leads up and inside. Neely carries the football for a Phoenix first down, 1st and 10 on the 35. Same formation, actually unbalanced formation this time. Left side of the line, slow getting off the football. Neely gets into the second level and takes it for a Phoenix first down. And this is that frustrating thing I know for the Lake Orion defense, the coaching staff, Coach Tooley, that, they're getting chunk plays. They're getting 3, they're getting 4. This time they get 10 yards, and Neely's running the ball hard. Neely's carried the ball 14 times to this point in time for 62 yards. Keeping everything, for the most part, on the ground. Again, left side for the Phoenix seemed to be slow getting off the ball. Neely, once again, on the carry for about 3. Gain 3 on the play. Seems like we're going to see that play time and time again tonight. They've run that. But you know what? To this point in time, they've run it fairly well. Fairly well. The right guard for the Phoenix looked like they moved. Flinched just a little bit with his hand being down. There is a false start. Phoenix back it up 5, make it 2nd and 12. Lake Orion has only had the ball for 3 minutes to Pontiac's just over almost 9 minutes here in the game. So based on that, you would think one thing, but look at the scoreboard, 28-0. And Phoenix calls timeout. That's their second timeout here to go with 9 minutes here in the second quarter. Dragons 28, Phoenix 0. Have you ever wanted to make your own TV show or operate a camera for a live sporting event? Well, ONTV can make it happen. Your first step, though, is to sign up for orientation. It's free and offers you a look behind the scenes of ONTV. Call 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060 for more information. Beautiful sky here, Lake Orion. Great crowd here in attendance tonight. You look at the scoreboard, if you're a Lake Orion fan, things are good. 28-0 Lake Orion. Phoenix have the ball 2nd and 12 on their own 44-yard line. Run the ISO play again, and number 9, Brad Chisholm, comes off the edge and stops Neely in the backfield for about a yard loss. Great angle by Chisholm off the edge, untouched for about a 2-yard loss. Bring up 3rd and 10.
Guys, with the game 28-0 and Lake Orion well in command of the outcome, what I'm seeing on the sidelines is a lot of the assistant coaches taking over the leadership of the team and giving direction and planning and that kind of thing. It's a little bit less intense than it has been for other games. So you see the assistant coaches taking a bigger role.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate the report. 3rd and 10, Phoenix. Play action pass. Look, that's just a simple one receiver route to number 10. Ball thrown short, intended for Jamal Champel. Incomplete. That was what I would call max protection in that. That was simply a one receiver route, play action fake. All right. Lavalas throws it deep and just threw it short. Not a lot of pressure up the middle, but just threw it short. Brings up 4th and 10 for the Phoenix. Interesting play call as far as the pass is concerned. Just a simple one receiver route and great coverage on the play. Neely back to punt. Esther back to return, standing about the 29-yard line of Lake Orion. Snap gets back. Neely punts. Esther lets it bounce at about the 34. Bounces inside the 30 to about the 26-yard line, where Lake Orion will take over. 1st and 10 from their own 26-yard line. Well, this is a situation here where you know, Connor Grant's put the ball up in the air. He's 4 of 6 for 102 yards. You know, probably want to Giovinazzo 3 carries for 90 yards. Josh Bays 2 receptions for 47 yards. Lake Orion, through 16 minutes of play, has put up 241 yards of total offense. Talk about efficiency. Connor Grant comes, leads him out under center. Trips, empty backfield, excuse me. Zach Arnold toss to the right-hand side. Nobody on the perimeter. And Zach taking it to the 50. Cuts to the 45. Keeps on his feet inside the 40 to about the 36. Tackled by number 23, Quishan Brown. But there's going to be a hold. There's a penalty back at the 27-yard line. Preliminary indication is a hold on Lake Orion. Boy, Zach turned that corner, had the edge, and really wasn't tackled, or touched, I should say, until he was on the other side of the 50-yard line. A big 37-yard gain brought back on a hold. I guess that's one way to spring Zach, huh? You hold on the perimeter wherever it was. I couldn't quite tell where it was, inside or not. Nonetheless, takes the ball back to about the 17-yard line. Lake Orion, 1st and 18, 1st and 17. Esther in motion from left to right. Hand off to Lee. Lee keeps his feet churning. Across the 25, crossed the 30-yard line. High knees, high stepping, powerful run. Tackle brought down by number 19, Wayne Kirkland. Esther comes in motion, little isolation. Giovinazzo leads. Zach does a nice job of keeping his feet churning, spinning, keeping his balance. Zach comes out for a play. Matt Krause in the single back. Esther in motion left to right. Excuse me, that was Giovinazzo in at single back. He takes it to about the 33-yard line. Will bring up 3rd and 2 for the Dragons. 3rd and 2, Connor Grant and the rest of these skill receivers, skill backs, looking to the sideline for the play call. Connor Grant calls the play. Spread formation. Esther in motion, left to right. Hand off to Giovinazzo. Giovinazzo moves the pile forward. That green wall moving forward gives Lake Orion a 1st down. Little jet trap right up the middle. Look at that wall. Not much penetration by the Phoenix defense. They run that variation of a 4-3 defense. Sometimes they'll run a 3-5-3 defense. They try to mix it up. 1st down for Lake Orion. 1st and 10 at the 37. Esther in motion. Connor Grant drops back to pass. He's got time. Got pressured, though, at the last second. Number 12, Henry Rose steps in front, interception. Steps in front of the ball. That was thrown to Brad Shanzer, number 7. Initially, Connor had time, and then at the last second, got pressure, got his right leg hit, threw that ball up, and Henry Rose stepped in front of it and picked it off. Connor right there has time, and number 23, Quashawn Brown steps in, puts the pressure on him at the last second, intercepted by number 12, Henry Rowe. Phoenix takes over 1st and 10 inside Lake Orion territory at the Lake Orion 45-yard line. So, 6:15, a little sign of life for the Phoenix. Second time today they've had the ball inside Lake Orion territory. Pro left formation, pro I. Fake by Lavalas. Can't find any room, can't find, I don't know who he was looking for. Champel was the only receiver to that far side, that split end over there on the Phoenix side of the football. He double pumped once, and I don't think Champel was looking, so he had to force himself out, run to the short side. Great penetration by the Dragons, Siebold, and a host of others. It's a 4-yard loss, a sack. Brings up 2nd and 14. Coming up on 6 minutes left to go in the second quarter. I left formation. Little one step. Goes deep. Free safety sitting out in front. Picks it off for the Dragons. Inside the 40, could go. Inside the 30, to the 20. He's got the angle, 15, 10, 5, touchdown. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Interception by number 20, Drew Casey takes it to the house. Lake Orion, just like that, changes momentum. Interception for interception. This time the Dragons take it for 6 to the house. 34-0, Lake Orion. Drew Casey, a sophomore, one of the sophomores brought up, does a nice job playing his free safety position. Intercepts it and takes it for about 68 yards for a touchdown. Bevilacqua in for the extra point. This time again, the kick is up. The kick is good. So with 5:39 left to go here in the second quarter, Lake Orion Dragons 35, Pontiac Phoenix 0. Here's the Lavalas, drops back to pass and floats that ball. And Drew Casey just sitting there waiting for that ball. Does a nice job cutting back. Great job downfield. There's a nice block right there. Does a nice job getting the angle. He's got 3 linemen chasing him. And Casey's got the angle, takes it to the end zone. Great job block downfield by Wiggins and a host of others. They celebrate in the end zone, and Lake Orion up 35-0. The fans are loving it. The sidelines loving it. The green and white contingent everywhere you look out here is loving it. Gary Reynolds in the kick for the Dragons. Ball bounces about the 19-yard line. Picked up by Champel, holding that ball awful loose. Picked up with the 19-yard line. Dropped at about the 18-yard line. 5:34 left to go here in the first half. Lake Orion 35, Pontiac 0. There's been a couple times we've talked about in games where again, momentum is a big thing, and for young teams like Pontiac, the ability to take a little some positive plays and build on it has been tough to establish that consistency. The Dragons have done a nice job of taking advantage of that. Here's the isolation play once again to Jalen Neely off the left side tackle. You know, he's certainly their go-to guy tonight. He's carried the ball already 17 times for about 77 yards, excuse me. Chisholm in on the stop once again for the Dragons. Second and 7 for the Phoenix. Under 4:30 to go here in a second. They're probably thinking on the Phoenix side, you know what, let's just get out of halftime and get back in and see what we can to try to regroup. Personnel-wise, they look a little bit disheveled. Number 88, Dario Franklin, their tight ends coming back in the game. Got to be running low on the play clock. Shift Franklin from right to left. Run toss to the right, fumble on the toss play. Lake Orion claims they've got it. Let's see what the officials say. Lake Orion is correct. Turnover, Phoenix. Lake Orion takes over inside the Phoenix 20. 1st and 10. Interception return for a touchdown. Next play coming out of the timeout. Just bobbled at the point of attack. Lake Orion fighting for it. Signaling. They, sure enough, came up with it. Connor Grant leads the Dragons back out for their fifth series of the game, of the half. Trips to the right. Run, toss, sweep to Giovinazzo off the edge. I'm sorry, that's number 5, Zach Arnold. Zach Arnold to the end zone, untouched. But again, in the backfield, holding on the Dragons. Tell you what, the line is doing a great job of coming off the edge and securing coming off the ball, excuse me, securing the edge. You know, Arnold and Lee have run that play a couple times now where they haven't been touched until 10+ yards downfield. That play also comes back for a hold. And those are the things that just kind of gnaw at the coaching staff. You know, great looking execution, and somebody backside couldn't quite tell who it was. And we don't know that up here from the officials. But those are things they'll work on correcting in film tomorrow and kind of learn from it and work with it. 1st and 20, Lake Orion from the 29-yard line. Connor Grant in the shotgun. Bunch set to the right side. Kraus in backfield, little outcut to number 24, Chris Lee. Chris Lee gets out of bounds, clock still running. Gets down to about the 23-yard line. Gain of about 6. Connor Grant, little route cut to Chris Lee. Chris Lee goes up high, nice catch. Tries a stiff arm. Defender gets out of bounds, or doesn't get out of bounds. They said they kept it in bounds. Trips to the left side. Connor Grant under center. Toss to Zach Arnold. Zach Arnold with a cut inside. Spin, securing the football. Gets inside the 15 to about the 14, 13.5-yard line. Brought down by Robert Pickens for the Phoenix. Brings up 3rd and about 5. Yeah, see, I mean, both times on this toss play, a number of times on this toss play, Lake Orion's doing a great job getting off the ball, securing that edge. There's no secondary run support from the Phoenix. No linebacker run support. Trips to the right, 3rd and 5 for the Dragons. Connor Grant drops back to pass, straight back. Finds a crossing route underneath to Lee. Lee cuts back inside, puts the ball out. No signal. Foot out of bounds, it looks like, at about the 2 or 3 yard line. First down, Lake Orion, though. 1st and goal, Lake Orion. Yeah, Chris Lee comes from his slot, his wing inside slot receiver, just a little crossing route, catches the ball at about the 10, 11 yard line. Sees, could have gone out of bounds, decides not to, tries to get the edge, get the end zone. Number 55, Pickens on the stop. Full house backfield for Lake Orion. Handoff to Kraus. Kraus takes it in. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Another situation there where Matt Kraus, led by Giovinazzo and a host of others, wall of green into the end zone. We've said that a number of times tonight. Bevilacqua in to kick his 6th extra point. The snap down. The kick is up. The kick is good. Another penalty on the play. Illegal procedure, offense, Lake Orion. Back it up another 5. It's the second time tonight that there's been a procedure call on the extra point. I'm sure another one of those little things that just kind of gnaws at that coaching staff there on the sideline. Coach Blackstock leading the special teams coordinator especially. So from 5 yards back, Bevilacqua on to attempt. This kick is up, and same result, it's good. So with 2:13 remaining here in the second quarter, Lake Orion 42, Pontiac 0. Video classes now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Learn the basics of studio and field production with ONTV's staff of video professionals. We offer hands-on instruction in a fun atmosphere. And Orion residents only pay $10. Call ONTV to find out more at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Or visit our webpage, orionontv.org. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube, all those social media things. We do it all here at ONTV. Short kick by Reynolds. Caught at about the 25 by Quashawn Brown. He brings it out to about the 27 where the Phoenix will take over. 1st and 10 from the right hash mark. 2:07 to go here in the second quarter. Pavlicek on the stop for the Dragons. What do you do? I mean, what do you say if you're the Phoenix at this point in time? You keep working, you keep plugging, you keep trying to make progress. That's all you can do. Lavalis under center in the eye. Isolation play, a lead play. Run to, again, Neely. That's Neely's 20th carry of the night. Just over 80 yards. Second and 5. You know, the first down conversion rate, or first down average, almost 5 yards a carry for the Phoenix. Just, it's what they're doing on 2nd, 3rd, and when they've gone for it on 4th down, that's troubling them. You know, it's about the third time I've looked at that offensive line, and they're just very, very slow off the ball. And, you know, against a Lake Orion defense, you can't afford to do that. You got to be in sync offensively. You got to be able to get off the ball at the same time. Lake Orion defense will take advantage of that. Nonetheless, the Phoenix moved the chains. 1st and 10 for the Phoenix. .95 yards total offense to this point in time tonight for the Phoenix. Isolation again, coming off the edge. Number 30, I believe, Brennan Rourke. Comes off the edge from his outside linebacker position, makes a stop. Excuse me, not Brennan Rourke, Brandon Gashi. Again, like I said, these new uniforms are very difficult to read from where we're at. Those numbers certainly aren't highlighted very much like their other home uniforms. 2nd and 8 39-yard line for the Phoenix. Handoff again, once again to Neely. Can I just push play and record as far as the play calling? Because they have gone to Neely 21 times here in the first half. They've only run 32 plays. We're under 20 seconds left to go here in the second quarter. Phoenix call their third and final timeout of the quarter. Well, let's recap here as best we can. Lake Orion, six touchdowns here in this first quarter. Giovinazzo, first play of the game, 70-yard touchdown run. Lake Orion 7-0. Second series, Connor Grant, a 15-yard pass to Zach Green, puts Lake Orion up 14-0. Third series, Dominic Giovinazzo, 17-yard touchdown run, 21-0 Lake Orion. Fourth series, still in the first quarter, Chris Lee, a 10-yard touchdown run, 28-0 Lake Orion. Pontiac had the ball mid-second quarter, excuse me. Lavalle's pass intercepted by number 20, Drew Casey. He returns it for a touchdown, 35-0. And with 2:13 to go here in the second quarter, a 2-yard run off a fumble recovery by Lake Orion. 2-yard run by Matt Kraus, making it 42-0 Lake Orion. 3rd and 4 Phoenix. A standard pro eye set. Hands off tackle. Neely's got a hole. Neely gets across the first down marker down near midfield. Clock stopped to move the chains. First down Pontiac. No timeouts left though for Pontiac. Nice job coming off from the defensive back spot. Charles Corey coming in and make a nice stop. Phoenix are going to let the clock run out. We're going to move on to halftime. A happy homecoming 2013 and a happy first half for the Lake Orion Dragons. We now send it over to the ONTV studios for this halftime report.
The second quarter of tonight's game was brought to you by Hungry Howie's, located at 195 North Park Road in Lake Orion, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics.
Hello and welcome to the Oxford Bank Halftime Show presented by Oxford Bank, the oldest commercial bank headquartered in Oakland County, operated continuously under local ownership and management since 1884. I'm your host, Chris Arita. We're glad you could join us for tonight's action. It's homecoming and the Dragons take a 42-0 lead into halftime and appear to have this game well in hand. More to come later on this game, but first, let's look at some other scores around the OAA Red. The 5-1 Stony Creek Cougars are on the road this week, battling the 3-3 West Bloomfield Lakers in Laker Stadium. This one is close thus far, with Stony Creek scoring a field goal before the half to take the lead 17-14. The passing attack for both teams is the story of the game so far, as the Cougars scored their lone offensive touchdown on a 40-yard pass, while the Lakers have connected on 2 airborne scores from 61 and 73 yards out. Troy Athens is home in Athens Field, facing off against their visiting Rochester Falcons. At the halfway point, Rochester has a 1-touchdown lead on the 1-5 Redhawks, 14-7. The Redhawks are playing for pride at this point in the season, and Rochester has won 2 of their previous 3 in their endless pursuit for the playoffs. Here are some other scores from the OAA. In the blue, tight contests across the board as Birmingham Groves has a 2-point edge on Berkeley at Falcon Field, and Royal Oak is up on North Farmington 14-12. In the white, Farmington Harrison is knotted up with Oak Park in a shootout 30-30, and Southfield is ahead 14-0 at the half against Rochester Adams. Again, the Dragons currently lead at the half 42-0 over Pontiac. For those who couldn't make the trip on September 28th, your Dragons took part once again in Ford Field's annual Gridiron Classic.
Coming off a tough loss against Stony Creek High School the previous week, the Dragons were looking to regain their winning ways. But it was a sloppy first half for both sides with plenty of turnovers. The Dragons got on the board first when the Colts lined up to punt. The snap got by punter Jake Meisner and bounced into the end zone where the Dragons' Charlie Corey fell on it for the touchdown. Later in the first, Dragons quarterback Connor Grant hit Zach Green at the 9 for the first down. On the next play, Matt Krause carried it to the 1, but when he tried to punch it in on second down, he fumbles and Troy recovers to end the drive. It was the first of 3 Dragon turnovers in the first half, but despite the mental lapses, the first half ended with the Dragons leading 10-3. Things picked up in the third. Following a short punt, the Dragons found themselves in good field position on their own 44-yard line. On the first play, Grant hands the ball off to Corey Esther, who turns the corner and is gone. Esther's 56-yard TD run put the Dragons up 17-3, but the Colts would answer quickly. Later in the third, Colts quarterback Nick Bradley connects with Devin Alexander, who goes 50 yards for the score. The Colts pulled to within a touchdown, 17-10. Still in the third, the Colts get the ball back, and this time Bradley hits Danny Wunderlich, who goes 78 yards for the TD and ties the game at 17. The action continued as the third quarter wound down. Facing a 3rd and 12 on the Colts 19, Grant hits a streaking Esther, who goes in untouched to regain the lead. In the fourth, the Colts were forced to punt. Esther shagged the punt and returned it all the way to the Colts' 1-yard line. On the next play, Grant took it in himself to increase the Dragons' lead to 2 touchdowns. During the Colts' ensuing drive, Charles Adams loses the handle on the ball. Logan Shadiah scoops it up on the 15-yard line and goes in for the score. What was a tight game is quickly becoming a rout. Later in the fourth, with the Dragons trying to eat up the clock, Grant hands off to Zach Arnold, and shockingly, he goes 65 yards for another Dragons touchdown. With the Dragons up 45-17, the scoring wasn't over yet. With the game winding down, Justin Pavlicek capped off the Dragons' scoring with a 10-yard touchdown. The final, Dragons 52, the Colts 17. The Dragons improved the record to 4-1. We caught up with Dragons coach Chris Bell after the game.
First half, having 3 turnovers the first half, keeping Troy in the game. But you know, it's a win. Troy played a great football game, and they're a very solid team, so it's a win moving forward, gets us back on track, and you know, it's always better to come back after a win, but we got to keep working, we got to keep getting better.
Right. I heard you after, I think, the second turnover, heard you yelling on the sidelines about fundamentals. Second half was a completely different game. Did your message get across?
You know what, we stress it all the time. You know, ball security is number one. We have to take care of the football. You know, you can't have mental mistakes. The guys play hard. I never question that. They play hard. But if you're not playing smart, fundamentally sound, playing hard doesn't matter. So we're still learning, and we're learning as a football team, but these are lessons we got to learn quickly or we're going to run out of time.
Immediately after the game, Dragons wide receiver Corey Esther was called out onto the field to accept the game MVP award.
It's a great feeling, really good feeling. Put a lot of hard work into it, but I give a lot of credit to my teammates. They went out there and worked hard. We always say play for each other, and that's what we did tonight.
Corey's been a 3-year starter. You know, he's one of our leaders. You know, he's one of those guys threat to score every time he touches it. Big pass reception for a touchdown, our jet play for a touchdown, the punt return down to the 1. You know, he's an explosive guy and came to play.
We're just about ready to kick things off in the second half. Thank you for watching the Oxford Bank Halftime Show. I'm your host, Chris Arita. Now back to Chris in Dragon Stadium.
Dragon Marching Band. As we begin our preparation for tonight's show, we would like to thank the following individuals for the support of the 2013 American Week. Ladies and gentlemen, please thank the administrators at Lake Orion High School, including Mr. Darren Abassi, Mr. Chris Bell, Ms. Amy Spears, and Mr. Steve Hawley. We would also like to thank the Lake Orion leadership class for all the work that we've done this week, putting on the events and activities of the 2015 Homecoming. If you give us just a few more minutes, we'll be ready to present the 2015 Homecoming Parade participants. Ladies and gentlemen of Lake Orion, please welcome our 2013 Homecoming Court, presented by the Lake Orion Leadership Development Workshop. Our first couple this evening from the class of 2017, the freshmen. Please welcome court members Lauren Brennicky, daughter of Andrew and Jessica Brennicky, and Connor Schlick, son of Dean and Donna Schlick. Again, our freshman representatives, Lauren and Connor. Following the class of 2017, the members of the class of 2016, Madison Favestedt and Matt Meyer. Madison is the daughter of Kim and John Favestedt, and Matt is the son of Michael and Jan Meyer. Please welcome from the sophomore class, Madison and Matt. Please welcome from the junior class, the class of 2015, Katrina Lockley and Howard Ferris. Katrina is the daughter of Blake and Diane Lockley, and Howard is the son of Howard and Chanel Ferris. Please welcome Katrina and Howard. And our first senior couple this evening, seniors Brittany Lennox and Hunter Reed. Brittany is the daughter of Kelly and Robert Lennox. She is involved in the cross-country and track team. Brittany hopes to attend Grand Valley State University next fall. And Hunter is the son of James and Patty Reed. He is a varsity football player and a member of the lacrosse team. He hopes to attend Central Michigan University. Our first couple, Brittany and Hunter. Our next couple this evening is Brianna Anderson and Tanner Siebel. Brianna is the daughter of Vicky and Dwayne Anderson. She is a member of the Leadership Development Workshop and the National Honor Society. She hopes to attend CMU in the fall. Tanner is the son of Bruce and Debbie Siebel. He plays varsity lacrosse and is a member of the varsity football team. Tanner will continue his education at Brigham Young University. Please welcome Brianna and Tanner. Our next couple is Kelsey Corliss and Connor Green. Kelsey is the daughter of Kay and Kevin Corliss. She is a member of the varsity tennis team and hopes to attend Grand Valley State University in the fall. Connor is the son of Ken and Cindy Grant. He's a varsity baseball player and the quarterback for the Dragon football team. Please welcome Kelsey and Connor. Our next couple is Brooke Fadiata and Dominic Maduri. Brooke is the daughter of Brent and Kelly Fadiata. She played on the volleyball team, and next fall, she hopes to attend Michigan State University. Dominic is the son of Larry and Sherry Maduri. He is a varsity baseball player on the varsity football team, a member of SOS and DECA, and is the president of National Honor Society. Dom hopes to be a Laker at Grand Valley State in the fall. Please welcome Brooke and Dominic. And our final senior couple this evening is Rachel Eaton and Joshua Duncan. Rachel is the daughter of Regina and Rodney Eaton. She's involved in music, Lake Orion Leadership, SOS, and she hopes to attend Michigan State University next fall. Josh is the son of Elaine Duncan. He's a member of the varsity football team and hopes to attend Michigan in the fall. Please welcome Rachel and Josh. Now, let's welcome back last year's King and Queen. Traveling from Michigan State University and Grand Valley State University, if you look to your right, you will see last year's 2012 homecoming King and Queen, Miss Reagan Moran and Andre Barlow. Megan and Andre are here to present the 2013 King and Queen. Let's give them a warm round of applause as they return to Dragon Stadium 1 year later. Megan and Andre were both members of the Lake Orion Leadership Workshop and members of the National Honor Society. Once again, Reagan is a freshman at Michigan State University, and Andre is a freshman at Grand Valley State University. Andre and Reagan, it is my honor and privilege tonight, as the fall dawns upon us, to crown the 2013 Homecoming King and Queen. Andre, please crown this year's King, Mr. Tanner Siebel. To crown the 2013 homecoming queen, As you travel around Dragon Stadium with your new name as the king and queen of homecoming 2013. We'd like to thank all of our crew members and parents for the support of the homecoming production this evening. Please take your time to honor our new king and queen. Forever and always, go Dragons!
Please remember that CFL bulbs, you know, those curly, energy-efficient light bulbs everybody is using to save electricity, shouldn't be thrown away in your trash. Neither should batteries or home medical sharps. You can check with your local community to see where they can be recycled. Some retailers will allow you to bring them in for recycling. You can also order simple kits online that allow you to collect your recyclables and simply mail them away to be properly recycled. This green tip was brought to you by your friends at Waste Management.
Homecoming activities have concluded. They've announced the homecoming court, the homecoming king and queen. 6 of your Lake Orion Dragon football players were on the homecoming court. Number 42, Tanner Siebel, was the homecoming king. I think it's a pretty appropriate. Number 42 is the homecoming king, and Lake Orion leads 42-0. And they've been playing like kings here in this first half. 42-0 is the most important statistic. However, let's go through some team statistics from the first half. Lake Orion total offense 290 yards to Pontiac's 118 yards. Here's an interesting statistic as well. Pontiac's held the ball for 17 minutes and 25 seconds to only Lake Orion's 6 minutes and 35 seconds. Lake Orion's rushed the ball for 169 yards. Pontiac 106 yards. Lake Orion thrown for 121 yards to Pontiac's 12 yards. Lake Orion's had 2 turnovers, an interception, and a fumbled punt. And Pontiac's had 3 turnovers. Pretty clean game penalty-wise. 3 for Lake Orion for 25 yards, 4 for Pontiac for 20 yards. Connor Grant 6 of 9 for 121 yards, a touchdown and an interception. Giovinazzo started the half with a big run, 70 yards for a touchdown. He leads Lake Orion with 5 carries for 95 yards. Jalen Neely for Pontiac is their go-to person, go-to back. 24 carries, 100 yards on the ground. His long carry was 17 yards. Josh Bays, 2 receptions, 47 yards for Lake Orion. Interception return by number 20, Drew Casey. A defensive touchdown for Lake Orion. 42-0. And we're going to go to Kevin McCormick on the sideline. Kevin.
Yeah, guys, I just talked to Chris Bell at the beginning of the second half here. He's going to put in the second offense for pretty much the rest of the game. He really wants to build on the depth and get the players some quality rep time so that they'll be ready to take on Clarkston next week. So he anticipates that those guys are going to perform up to standard and that we'll have a strong second half as well.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. The scoreboard for this half of play is underwritten by Checkers Restaurants. With 2 locations in the Orion area, Checkers, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. Second half with a 35-point differential will be a running clock. So unless either team calls a timeout, unless there's an injury, unless there's a scoring play or a penalty, the clock will continue to run. Even if a player goes out of bounds, first down chain markers, which is typically when the clock is stopped, that clock will continue to run because there's more than a 35-point differential. Yeah, and like Kevin said on the sideline, Coach Bell talked about getting those seconds, those third-string guys in. Again, as we've talked about for years now, the ability to grow a program, build depth, get them that game experience. Lake Orion will kick off. Reynolds kicks it to about the 20-yard line. Ball caught by number 10, Jamel Champel. He brings it out to about the forward progress, I guess, out to about the 29-yard line, where Pontiac will take over 1st and 10. Down 42. A situation again where you know, both sides of the football, there's obviously always things to work on, and like Kevin said, Coach Bell said coming out of halftime, you know, the ability to clean things up and work on some things that you're going to need throughout the remainder of the season, both offensively, defensively, special teams. It's good to get this game situation, game experience in. Champel in the gun. Neely in motion. Runs a little curl route to Champel, number 10. Incomplete, thrown off his back shoulder. Incomplete. Brings up 2nd and 10. Lavalis was 2 of 8 in the first half for 12 yards. Replays are made possible this season by Jets Pizza, with 2 locations in the Orion area, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon football since 2009. Lavalis again, 2 of 8 to 12 yards with the 1 interception. Now they're going to that spread offense that we saw on film the last couple weeks. Champel in motion, gets the handoff from Lavalis, and a swarm of Dragon defenders in the Pontiac backfield for a loss of about 3. Yeah. A host of Dragon defenders out there making the play. Number 34, Brandon Gashi. Number 45, Thomas Babishan on the play. 3rd and 12. Trips to the far side. A lot of times the Pontiac offense does not seem to be in sync as far as their alignment is concerned. Pressure up in the middle. Quarterback goes down. Lavalis goes down. Didn't really have a lot of time. Again, as I look out in the secondary, you know, that time a 2-receiver route, they're just running go routes on the outside. Too much internal pressure. Blitzing both A-gap, B-gap blitzes from the backers, and did a nice job of containing Laval, bringing him down for a quarterback sack. Makes it 4th and 14. And the Phoenix will punt. Jalen Neely back to punt. Back to return for the Dragons. Forgive me, I can't tell based on the number. Nice punt by Neely. Zach Serzo back, lets it bounce. Picks it up at the last second, trying to get what he can of it. Serzo brought out to the 28, 29-yard line, where Lake Orion will take over. 1st and 10 on the right hash mark at their 29-yard line. Nice punt by Neely. Ended up going over Serzo's head. Bounced, and in the last second, Zach decided to pick it up and see what he could do with it. Be sure to tune in to replays of your favorite games right here on ONTV. Tune in Tuesdays, Thursdays, and Sundays at 7 p.m. Saturdays at 1 p.m. for the most current games in our lineup. Games are also replayed throughout the week, so check our program guide on our webpage at orionontv.org for replay times that best fit your viewing schedule. Also visit our YouTube link for games on demand, orionontv.org. Toss to Serzo on the left side. Nice cutback. He's got a seam. Oh, slips at about the 49, just over the 50-yard line. Great cut, great run by Zach Serzo, who came into the game with 93 yards, 7.8-yard carry. Nice cut off of number 19 there, Wayne Kirkland. Does a nice job of, look at the green wave going downfield blocking. Doing a great job. Nice run by Zach Serzo. 1st down, Lake Orion at the 50. Little jet trap inside. Hand off to number once again, I apologize number-wise. It's hard, very, very hard to see. Hand off to number 26, Justin Pavlicek there. Gain of about 3, 2nd and 7. Rotating Cameron Costas in at quarterback. Leading the Dragons out here, getting some quality experience. Cameron's a junior quarterback. He fakes the ball, keeps the ball, and is able to secure a first down for the Dragons. Nice little fake, little jet sweep or jet fake coming across from right to left. Costas decides to keep the ball, runs it off edge, off the right side. Number 23 bit inside Quishon Brown. And number 15, Jamar Antoine, ends up making a stop, but not until the Dragons get a first down. Gee. Hand off to Pavlicek. Takes it inside the 10, inside the 10 to about the 8-yard line. Again, another situation where Lake Orion running back wasn't touched until 15, 20 yards downfield. Great hole, great cut, great explosion up the middle. And finally at about the 17-yard line, number 21, Damone Davis, gets a hand on him, but doesn't get him down, Pavlicek down, until he's inside the 10. 5:30 to go here in the second half. That time, Phoenix stuffs it. Pavlicek tries to bounce the ball outside. Brought down by Brown on the edge. That's a situation where they tried to kick out. Jacob Urker tried to kick out, and the defender came off his block and made the play. So 2nd 11. Dragons lost a yard that time. Here's a handoff on the jet sweep. Zach Zerzo to the corner, to the end zone. Touchdown, Dragons. Zach Zerzo with the speed to the edge, which was evident there. Little jet sweep, he bubbles, he gets the angle, gets the edge. Great job blocking downfield, untouched to the end zone. That makes it 48-0 Lake Orion. Bevilacqua on once again for the extra point. Kick is up, and the kick is good. So, with 4:49 left to go here in the 3rd quarter, another impressive drive. Been an impressive game so far for the Dragons. Lake Orion 49, Pontiac 0. DVD copies can be purchased by calling ONTV at 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. For only $10, you can get your copy of not only this game, but any game in the program or in our program broadcast vault. That's DVD copies. That's 248-693-3377 or 248-393-1060. Reynolds back in to kick. Personnel-wise, they're missing one guy. The Dragons are missing one. There he goes. Hunter Reed gets out on kickoff coverage. 2 guys were missing, excuse me. Philip Dunkley gets out there on kickoff coverage. The kick to about the 30, bounces the 30. Rolls all the way to about the 10-yard line. Jamal Champel picks it up runs out of bounds to about the 22, 23-yard line. Clock will continue to run as we have a 35-plus point differential. 49-0 Lake Orion. And we've talked a couple of times tonight about it being a happy homecoming, and obviously it's heading that way, and it looks like it's going to be that way. You know, and as we move forward through this second half, it's going to be a fairly quick second half, and the ability to prepare, ultimately, not they're looking past this game, but the ability to prepare for the arch rivals up the road, Clarkston, is going to be what's real important over the next 7 days or so for this Lake Orion Dragon football program. Lavallison, the shotgun, finds the little crossing route, curl route over the middle to number 10, Jamal Champel. He catches and gets inside on that curl route for a first down. Motion man from right to left. Lavallus drops back. He's got plenty of time. Nice little seam, nice little throw. Champel does a nice job of finding extra yardage for a first down for the Phoenix. Again, that's what I'm surprised they didn't see more of in the first half. Little outcut. There's a crossing route again. Motion man runs a little outcut, little slant over the middle again to Champel. Hits his hands. I don't know if he heard footsteps coming from the free safety or not, but we're going to go to Kevin McCormick on the sideline. Kevin.
Guys, I've talked to a few people down here about these uniforms, and they are pretty much universally disliked, mainly because we can't see the numbers, and I haven't been able to find the origin of why they have this design, but nobody really seems to like them because the numbers are hard to read no matter where you are on the field or in the stands.
Well, you just made me feel a ton better, Kevin, because I just was wondering if it was me in my old age and not being able to see. So thanks for that report. 2nd and 10, Phoenix. Lavallus drops back again, that same little crossing route to Champel one more time. A little slant route. And another first down. Again, not a lot of protection, or not a lot of, plenty of time, I should say, for the Phoenix. All right, finding what seems to be, it seems like I've called the same number of guys over and over again. Lavallus, Champel, and Neely. Those are their go-to guys in the air, and then Neely on the ground. Just on the flip side of the 50 in Dragons territory. 1st and 10, Phoenix. Lavallus drops back to pass, getting rushed, getting pressured, and finds a way to escape. Gets to the second level, gets the first down for the Phoenix. It looked like for a moment in their backfield, Dragons had him corralled, contained, and Lavallus did a nice job of scooting through there, finding a way. And don't know how he did it, but he escaped and got free. A missed tackle here and there, and first down for the Phoenix. Trips to the right. Lavallus drops back to pass. Over the middle once again to Champel. And another crossing route, another first down. So they're finding success with that little shotgun snap, little crossing route over the middle. Getting inside the cornerback on the flip side of the linebacker. Nice passing window, complete for a first down. We're under 1 minute left here to go in the third quarter. Slant one more time. This time they throw the outcut to number 11, Jalen Neely. Jalen is tackled out of bounds by number 23, Kevon Woodward. Gets out of bounds. The play clock still goes. 2nd and 9. Again, he's got some time. Kind of floats that ball out there. But a nice tackle to get out of bounds by Woodward. 2nd and 2. This will be the last play of the third quarter, if they even get it off. Little quarterback draw, that was called, and down to the 5. Out of bounds. That will be the last play of the third quarter. Last play of the third quarter with your score. Lake Orion Dragons 49, Pontiac 0. You're with us here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. Call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
Welcome back here on Orion Neighborhood Television for our fourth quarter of action. Lake Orion Dragons versus the Pontiac Phoenix. We're going to go back to the sideline to Kevin McCormick. Kevin.
Yeah, guys, you know, this touchdown coming up here that Pontiac's working on is really important because the team would like to hold them from getting that. So it would be a test of this second team defense to see what they can do against this team, against Pontiac right now.
Thanks, Kevin. Yeah, it's a little source of pride, you know, at defensive staff. Really, the whole team wants to see that big goose egg on the opponent's side, if at all possible, and so forth. But Phoenix has done a nice job of driving the football down the field in this series, completing a couple of footballs. Lavalas has done a nice job of finding slant routes, and they've got a 1st and goal at the 5-yard line. A little bunch set to the left side of the formation. Lavalas drops back in the shotgun, a little slant route. Oh, on the single receiver side. Almost looked like Hughes was there on the play. They just ran a little slant to the top receiver. Excuse me, that was Woodward on the play. A little slant, and the ball just sailed on Lavalas. Lavalas is 6 of 15 so far in the game for 63 yards. Same formation. Bunch set to the left side. Lavalas in the shotgun. Crossing route again to number 11. On the slant, Jalen Neely, incomplete. Thought for a second he had it. Intended for Neely is right, but right at the line of scrimmage. 2 Dragon defenders there to make the stop and force it out of his hands. Little situation substitution right here. 4 Dragon defenders coming in last minute for the Dragons. 3rd and 5. Pro I formation. Little ISO play to the feet to Neely. Neely, who got all the work in that first half, gets the reward here in the second half with a touchdown. They ran that ISO play the entire first half, ran it fairly well. Neely got into the end zone. His first carry of the second half results in a touchdown. Number 40, Francisco Botello, in to kick the extra point for the Phoenix. Botello's kick is up, and it's good. So with 10:32 left to go here in the fourth quarter, Lake Orion Dragons 49, the Pontiac Phoenix 7. As insurmountable as that score might seem, you know what, you got to do what you can to try to get back in this thing. And yeah, I know they say stranger things have happened, but this one might be tough. But nonetheless, you got to keep trying, you got to keep working, and you got to go in there, if you're the Phoenix, with that belief that says, you know what, we're not going to give up despite the score. That being said, what do? They kick deep. What do I know? Okay, here's the return from the 15. Is that Surzo? To the 45. Tackled. That is Surzo. Again, I apologize. It's just very difficult to recognize the numbers from here, and as Kevin said earlier, it's tough to, it sounds like it's tough to see him down there. Surzo, you can tell by his speed and quickness, that's what I kind of thought it was. All right, he takes the ball out to the 45, where Lake Orion will take over 1st and 10, up by 42. Cameron Costas back out under center for the Dragons. Trips to the wide side of the field. And a toss to the single back Pavlicek. Correction. Number 82, Nicholas Bassar. And at that time, 3-4 Phoenix were in the backfield, making it tough for Bassar to gain anything. So 2nd and 13, loss of 3. That's Bassar's second carry of the season for the Dragons. Here's the jet sweep. Number 11, Hunter Reed carried a football, ran the ball hard, but for the 3rd time tonight, a holding penalty on that toss or that jet sweep. Hunter Reed coming from the wings, the left wing spot of the left slot position. And again, the ability to correct those things and get those things ready, because I can tell you what, next week you can't be beating yourself. You're going up against at this point in time, the number 1 team in the OAA Red, 5-0 Clarkston. And the ability to not beat yourself is going to be key. Not turn the ball over is going to be key. Lake Orion's had 2 turnovers tonight, and luckily for them, that hasn't affected them. Costas under center. Little trap inside to Pavlicek. Nice spin, nice run. Gets back to almost the original line of scrimmage. Maybe just a yard short of that. Nice job of hitting the hole and finding the extra yard or 2. Pavlicek, nice spin, nice avoidance of the tackle. Dequarius Hollis makes the tackle for the Phoenix. And number 11, Jalen Neely is dinged up a little bit. He's kind of limping off the field. You know what? I can't half blame the kid. You know, I don't know what happened in that particular play, but he's been running the ball hard. He's been playing both sides of the football and playing really well for the Phoenix. 3rd and 10 for the Dragons. Just under 7 minutes and counting on homecoming night 2013. Jet sweep. Nice block on the edge. Handoff again, once more time to Hunter Reed. Hunter gets a 1st down and more. Running the ball hard for the Dragons. That's one thing that time and time again, Hunter gets the edge. Line does a nice job of securing the edge. Nice block downfield. Does a nice job of finding backs, no matter what level they're playing at, freshman, JV, varsity. Find a nice contingent of backs, run the ball hard, keep their feet churning, and Lake Orion just seems to produce those types of athletes. It's fun to watch. It's fun to see development of kids from year 9 all the way up, really year 7 all the way up, 7th grade all the way up. Heck, even youth football here in Lake Orion is terrific all the way up. 1st and 10 Dragons inside the 40-yard line of the Phoenix. Surzo in motion right to left. Hand off to Pavlicek. Pavlicek keeps churning, keeps running. 1st down and more to the end zone. 5 and just short. No, correction. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons from 39 yards out. Pavlicek with an impressive run up the middle on a little trap. Avoided guys, ran through some guys, some arm tackles. And when you try to tackle a Lake Orion back, you got to make sure you hit them square. Bevilacqua on for the extra point, hits the upright, bounces back in the field of play, no good. 55-7 Lake Orion. We're going to go to the sideline to Kevin McCormick. Kevin, what do you have?
Yeah, guys, I talked to Chris Bell a little bit earlier. I asked him if he'd rather have a more competitive game before next week's big game in Clarkston, but he said he's fine with this game because it gives some guys a chance to rest and heal some injuries. So he's glad to have this type of game before next week's big game against our arch rivals at Clarkston.
Thanks, Kevin. Appreciate it. Yeah, I mean, it's one of those situations where the schedule makers do what they do, and you've got to, however it lays out, you've got to play the games that are in front of you. So the ability to play what's on your schedule. Pavlicek on a nice trap, and missed tackle, and then that's just a matter of a want or a will or a desire, and that's what Justin did. Justin did a nice job of fighting to the end zone. Great run, 39 yards out. Lake Orion up 55-7. Return past the 30. Ooh. Return past the 30 by number 30, Wesley Owens. Maduri on the stop for the Dragons. Phoenix takes over at 1st and 10 at their 32-yard line. Time's a ticking again. Just coming up on 5 minutes to go here in what ends up being a very quick fourth quarter. Actually, when it's all said and done, fairly quick game. Something to build on, something to say, you know what? We talked about how critical this game was tonight. Going in, winning this game, and clinching a playoff spot, and that's exactly what Lake Orion is going to do. Trips to the left side for the Phoenix. Drop back to pass. Single receiver route on the throw to the single receiver, the number 15, Jamar Antwine. He makes a nice adjustment on the football, makes the catch. 35-yard line, not a lot of pressure. He's got all time in the world. Lavalas does to throw. Antwine does a nice job of getting inside the Lake Orion defender. Makes a nice diving catch for a first down. Lavalas drops back to pass, same type of play. He's going up top to number 15. Great adjustment for the football. Antwine comes back, ball underthrown, comes back, catches the ball on his back shoulder for a first down. And inside the 10-yard line. Don't forget, remember, replays are made possible this season by Jets Pizza, with 2 locations in the Orion area, a proud supporter of ONTV and Dragon football since 2009. Lavalas under center, hands off to Williams, number 44, their fullback, single back. Doesn't get much, if any, opportunity to give the ball to Williams, who's been lead blocking quite a bit. Give him the football, give him a chance. Host of Dragons coming into the game.
They just brought some beef on that front line.
Down to 2nd and 4. Under 3 minutes to go for the Dragons here on homecoming night. Trips to the left, pistol formation for Phoenix. Simple dive handoff to Williams again. He gets stopped back maybe a yard. Brings up 3rd and 4. Well, an impressive win by the Dragons tonight. Impressive win really in all facets of the game. Offense, defense, special teams. And but that being said, we're going to go to Kevin. Excuse me, Kevin, what you got?
Yeah, guys, you know that the middle school programs feed up into the high school programs, and one of the best this year in Lake Orion is Walden Middle School, who are 3-1, and they're going to play. They're going to go in for the city championship this year. So hopefully we'll see some of these guys playing for the senior Dragons in about 4 or 5 years.
No question. That's great to hear. That's great to hear. Again, that's why and how Lake Orion can continue to develop and produce Division championships, district championships, regional championships, state finalists, opportunities, state championships. Why? Because they've got a program from all the way down to the youth level, all the way up. Consistency in the coaching staff helps. The ability to build that winning tradition within the community, within the program. 4th and goal, 4th and 1 for the Phoenix. And Neely sneaks in, spins in for the touchdown. Touchdown, Pontiac. Run that simple ISO play, and again, Neely, not nearly as many carries here in the second half as the Phoenix were trying to come back from their halftime deficit. But when it's all said and done, Healy's carried the ball 25 times for 105 yards and a touchdown. So 1:17 to go here in the 4th quarter. Impressive night all night, as we've been talking about. 423 yards total offense for the Dragons. Botello on to kick the extra point. His kick is up. And his kick is wide left, no good. So, 1:17 to go here in the 4th. 55, Lake Orion. Pontiac 13. Once again, the scoreboard for this half of play is underwritten by Checkers Restaurants with 2 locations in the Orion area. Checkers, a proud supporter of Orion Neighborhood Television and Dragon Athletics. Sounds awful good after a homecoming victory tonight. Lots to celebrate, lots to remember tonight. Something these kids, when they come back for their halftime, will be able to remember and say, hey, remember when on our senior night homecoming? Remember when our junior homecoming game? They'll remember that game. They'll have fun tomorrow night if they're going to the dance. And bottom line, in the years past, when they come back to this homecoming game, they'll remember those opportunities. That's what Friday Night Football is all about here in Lake Orion. And also remember it, too, because this is the night they clinched the playoff berth. And that's the most important thing tonight. A little squib kick up the middle. And Costas picks up the football, just kind of goes to a knee to protect not only himself, but to also keep the football in Dragons' possession. Lake Orion has called the timeout once again. I think from a personnel standpoint, Coach Bell's in the middle of the huddle on the field talking to this unit, his offensive unit. 55-13. You know, now you never know what to expect coming into a football game, and you know both sides obviously have athletes and good athletes, and you know what, it's been one of those years for Pontiac. It's been one of those years for Pontiac, and hopefully this momentum, Lake Orion's now back on a 3-game winning streak, and hopefully that momentum leads into a big week of preparation for, again, those arch rivals right up the road in Clarkston. It'll be interesting to see what they've done tonight, and bottom line, the coaches and the kids are going to be spending countless hours in film and on the practice field, watching film and understanding tendencies and scouting special teams, not only by units offensively, defensively, but also trying to find those one-on-one matchups that they need to take advantage of. And Clarkston, you know, has been touted all year as this team that has a terrific offensive line, a terrific back, a lot of seniors back, and it's going to be interesting to see the build-up, the preparation, because you know Clarkston High School is going to be awful packed comes Friday night. So it's going to be interesting. Clarkston's lost one time to Rochester Adams, and obviously Lake Orion's got their loss against Rochester Hills Stony Creek. So it's going to be interesting. It's going to be a fun week of preparation for everybody involved. That's why you play these games. All right, every single year, Lake Orion Clarkston is a big battle, no matter what part of the standings they are in. 1:07 left to go here in the 4th quarter. Costas under center. Look at this, look at this. Inside. Hey, how about that? 63 yards out. Touchdown, Lake Orion. But no, once again, there's a penalty flag on the 45-yard line. Great run. They waved off the flag. Touchdown, Lake Orion Dragons. Touchdown, Jabari Long. Touchdown, Jabari Long. Look at the Lake Orion Dragon bench. They are carrying him off the field. What a great sight, folks. What a great sight. What a great run. 63-yard touchdown run by Jabari Long. His first carry of the season. I don't know how you top that. I really don't. That's a pretty special moment. That is a pretty special moment. The officials are talking on silent. Long runs a little dive play and just keeps his feet turning. Gets to the second level. Nice block downfield. And then it's just a speed. It's a rush to the end zone. Rush to the end zone. And to the end zone. Look at the 5, 6 Dragons there cheering him on. The crowd absolutely erupts over here. I don't know, excuse me, I don't know that that was intended to be the result, but nonetheless, Lake Orion puts 7 more on the board. 7 more on the board. Lake Orion 62, Pontiac 13, 55.2 seconds left to go here in the fourth. We're going to Kevin McCormick on the sideline. Kevin.
Yeah, guys, Jabari Long, that's the guy that ran the touchdown, number 36. This is his first year playing organized football, and that was the first time he touched the ball all season, and he takes it to the house.
Wow, wow. Lake Orion just produces backs, right? I mean, everywhere you go. I mean, whether it's a slot back, a single back, fullback. Fun to watch, fun to watch. Talked about the memories created. That was one of them. That was special. 49-point lead for the Dragons. Last time Lake Orion scored 60-plus points was last year at Ford Field against Troy Athens. Kick by Reynolds all the way down to about the 22. It bounces at about the 22. Caught by Champel, and Champel goes down right away at about the 22. Pontiac might, clock is running, Pontiac might decide to run one play, or that being said, they might not. The kids are on the sidelines, the students on the sidelines, and all their homecoming gear. You see a whole bunch, obviously, of green, see a whole bunch of pink. Breast Cancer Awareness Month all around the state, all around the country for that matter, and all football games. There's pink outs everywhere. It's pretty, very important cause. And you're right, Pontiac is just going to let the clock run out. Again, an impressive night here in mid-October at Dragon Stadium. Your final score on Homecoming 2013, Lake Orion Dragons. There's that horn again. Heard it a number of times tonight. Lake Orion Dragons 62, the Pontiac Phoenix 13. You've seen it here on Orion Neighborhood Television. We'll be right back.
Video classes are now enrolling. Reserve your seat today. Call 248-693-3377. Studio and field production classes are available. Learn how to make your own television program and learn the basics of television production. call 248-693-3377. A service of Orion Neighborhood Television.
So here we are at the end of the Lake Orion game, folks. 62-13 win by our Dragons tonight. Chris, what do you think the keys of the game are and how we did such a good job today?
The keys to the game, as the scoreboard says, I mean, you score more than they do. I mean, that's the bottom line. But no, the offense did a heck of a job of putting points on the board. You know, starting with that first run by Giovinazzo, a 70-yard touchdown run to start the game. I mean, that obviously set the tone. And you know, we talked at the outset about the keys to the game, and you know, starting fast, and they certainly did. And by putting 28 points up on the board during that first quarter, and you know, all in all, and Coach Bell will come over here shortly and we'll talk about the things that they need to do. But ultimately, you know, it was Lake Orion speed, it was Lake Orion physicalness, if that's a word, that enabled them to sustain what ended up being short drives. They were long drives in terms of field position. They were short drives in terms of time of possession. So it was pretty impressive on both sides of the ball, special teams included tonight for the Dragons.
Yeah, the team, I think, really capitalized on the opportunities that came their way. And even when there were miscues on our part, like a muff punt or something like that, they were able to recover strongly and then put the pedal to the metal and really keep the team moving forward.
Yeah, I mean, that's where, and then we talked about the defense, the young guys that are coming up and playing defensively. The ability to, again, create some confidence, create some consistency back there. They're going to take this film today and break it down and analyze it and look at the good things and look at the things that they need to improve upon. But bottom line, it was a nice effort, a beautiful effort on a beautiful night in beautiful Lake Orion on homecoming.
Right.
What more can you ask for?
Exactly. What more can you ask for? Well, you know, too, next week is a big game against our arch rival to the west, the Clarkston team. So what do you think the team needs to work on to improve going into that really crucial game next week?
You hit on it a little bit earlier. I mean, just the ability to turnover. Lake Orion had 2 turnovers tonight. You can't beat yourself by doing those types of things. That's number one. Number two, you know, they're going to have to be physical, and Clarkston's got a big offensive line that it's going to be very physical. So the ability, again, to be on board on defense and make sure your run fits are good and make sure you got guys coming from the secondary making plays. If Erickson's able to play, their running back, the ability to do those types of things are what they're going to be focused on this week.
Yeah, so we had a real significant event happen today. Young man here, first year playing organized football, right?
Yep.
And first time he takes the ball and he takes it to a house for a touchdown. Jabari, right? Jabari, the first. Tell us how that felt.
It felt great. As soon as I broke through the line and I started sprinting down the field, it felt like the best thing ever to run like 63 yards and make it all the way.
You fought off some blockers, you secured that football, you kept those feet sure, and that's what they teach you every day in practice, right?
Yeah.
That's pretty
So you
cool.
were thinking probably when you were running, there's no way these guys are going to catch me. I'm going to score that touchdown, right?
Yeah. That's exactly what I thought as soon as I made it past the line.
Could you have ever dreamed something like this would happen on homecoming night?
No, not at all.
Pretty special, pretty special.
And then when you come off the field, your teammates take you and they put you on their shoulder and they carry you all the way across the field. Tell us what that felt like.
I don't know. It was just amazing because everyone picked me up and carried me, and everyone was just banging my helmet and stuff, and it just felt great.
All that hard work throughout the summer and all year long just paid off in one play, right?
Yep. That's what I've been waiting for.
Now, are you a senior this year?
Yes, I'm a senior.
And what are your college plans?
I'm going to go to Oakland Community College probably for 2 years and then transfer over into like Michigan State.
Awesome. Well, thanks, man. You gave us a real nice event tonight on homecoming night. Made it really special. So good luck to you, and hope you get to play some more before the season's out.
Thank you.
Congratulations, Jabari. Nice job.
Thank you.
Take it easy, buddy. We've got Coach Bell here with us after the game. Coach, congratulations on a great game, 62-13, a dominant win by the team. What are your thoughts about how the team performed this evening?
Did a lot of good things. Very proud that I think all phases played well. We got everybody in the game. We had a great week of practice, and so it was a great week for the team in general. It was great to see everybody play. Offensively, I thought we did some real good things in the passing game early on, some things that we've been working on, give us some good game experience before we go into some of the tougher games we have coming. Defensively, you know, we tightened some things up. We made some plays there as well. So very happy, very solid. We're where we need to be. It's at 6 wins, so we're in. But we also recognize we got some tough sledding ahead, and we got some big games coming. So, you know, mission one accomplished in terms of getting in the playoffs, but now it's buckle up, and here we go.
Yeah, that's what we kind of talked about. This conceivably, and not that you guys as coaching staff would allow this to happen, this conceivably could have been a trap game in that you could have potentially been looking forward to the big game next week. And I know the importance of getting that one is was there any sign or issues with that during the entire week?
No, I think with number one, with homecoming, the focus on the game. Number two, the fact that, you know, we kept hammering away. This is win number 6. We've got to get this one. And then also, too, you know, we didn't know what Pontiac team we were going to see. You know, we had the Pontiac team that played Troy very tough. They had a chance to beat Troy, and then we got locked in a tough one with Troy down Ford Field. Or the one that, you know, that's been struggling as of late. But, so, you know, we didn't know. The focus was about us cleaning some things up, and I thought we did a good job. Some of our runs that we went through untouched, and they were crowding the line of scrimmage, so it tells me we got bodies on bodies, did a good job blocking. So, proud of that. Then we're ready to go.
So, some game speed work, helping going into next week with against the arch rival.
A lot of the guys, you know, we have some injuries. You know, we have 2 or 3 guys that we're hoping to get healthy and get them back real soon. So you just never know. I mean, when we got in that game against Rochester last week, I mean, we were rolling linebackers because we had linebackers going down, and I mean, we were 4 or 5 deep at linebacker position. So some of those guys, it's important to get the game reps because they're one play away from having to go. So it gives us a chance to be able to evaluate those guys on film. You know, they do a great job in practice, but there's nothing like learning in the game. So it's very valuable for us.
Are you going to spend any time on film this week?
A little bit. A little bit.
Go get to work, okay?
Right.
Go enjoy this.
Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Great game. Right. Yep. Folks, that wraps it up here from Lake Orion Stadium on Homecoming Friday, where Lake Orion Dragons beat the Pontiac Phoenix 62-13. I'm Kevin McCormick.
I'm Chris Fritching.
Thanks for spending the time with us, and I hope you have a great weekend.